Nick and Lex here.
Hey everyone!
How's it going, guys? So tonight we're gonna do a reaction for
Eric
Meredith, and I was just looking at the other monitor. It's gonna be Dave Matthews, and Dave Matthews Band. I've always heard of Dave Matthews Band.
Yes,
since I was an infant.
I've always heard that name.
Yeah, but I've never listened to them, but they've always been very big, I guess.
Yes.
So I'm kind of happy that we're doing something different. I think even in the email, Eric said just to change up,
exactly.
Instead of doing prog or jazz or rock. So
which I'm very happy about.
I mean, they are rock, right?
Yeah. And they're from the 90s. So Crash Into Me, I know, and I know a couple, like I think one or two more from their most popular list. We just took a quick glance at it. And this is from the same album as Crash Into Me, but it's awesome that Eric chose this because I think it was a couple weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, we were in the car and I was asking you, hey, do you know like Smash Mouth? Do you know like other like 90s things, Bare Naked Ladies? And you're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, so I have like a few songs in mind of this time period that I would love to show you. So I'm very excited to do Drive In, Drive Out, which I don't think that I know. I don't think I've heard this before.
All right. Well, if she starts singing, then,
that's a clear
because
sign.
sometimes it's the chorus that kind of like brings you back to the song.
Yes,
but yeah,
exactly.
But yeah, definitely me. I'm not going to know this. But I do know bands like suddenly like Counting Crows, like one song.
Exactly.
Yeah. So in the 90s, I was just listening to a lot of other stuff, I guess, like Metallica and Maiden and that stuff. But hey, let's go for it.
Let's get
started. Thank you so much, Eric, for being a Dan member. If anyone wants to know how to become a Dan member, you can write us an email. You can also check out in the about where it says support us, request, and there's still 5 more slots, so we need those Dan members filled out. Of course,
we would like.
It guarantees you 1 reaction per month, guaranteed. And if you want to check out
Patreon content
let us know.
Well. Okay, let's get started. Thank you, Eric, for your friendship, for your kind words. You're always a shining star in our comment section, just like many others. But thank you so much for being so special, and let's get started.
Let's go. Here we go. And boom, chakalaka. Oh.
Turn to waste. So when I beg you, avoid me, 'cause I smell of dirt, hungry boy. But you won't leave me all alone. The boy won't go sooner or later.
So you're getting way better at your drum game.
No,
I know.
I've noticed that too.
I've been like observing how you suddenly like the bass is like
in the past.
In the past, and now you're just like, and it's hard to get. I mean, I'm not a drummer either, but it's hard to drum along sometimes. You just to get in that time signature, and then just stay.
But I'm finding, just to quickly go with that comment, I am finding like the more music that we listen to, the easier it is for me to, like you said, anticipate things that are coming, you know? So, but I have not heard this song. I just wanted to say that because at one point I did the drums like right when they were going to come in, but that's just
fills.
Anticipating the next step with what's going on. But
I'm loving it. I mean, it's typical. You know, the 90s just had those voices. It was very popular, I guess.
This track sounds more grunge.
It sounds very grunge.
Like than what I expected because, for example, the only other track I've heard from this album, Crash Into Me, which have you heard that before?
No.
I know it because of a soundtrack.
I don't think I've heard any like Dave Matthews, but it's possible.
Yeah, but that one's not as grungy sounding.
This one?
No, the
Crash
the other one. Into Me. Oh, okay. Yeah, so...
Yeah, no, this sounds like literally, if I would know, but I do know Eddie Vedder's voice very well.
Yeah,
I know Pearl Jam very well. I was listening to Pearl Jam. I was listening to Stone Temple Pilots. So, and they were kind of like, Stone Temple Pilots was kind of like copying a little bit of Eddie Vedder. I mean, it's even in the MTV, they would say, oh, the new Pearl Jam, you know?
Yeah.
And
then Audio Slave too.
But Chris Cornell has had a different voice, so I think they're trying. A lot of bands were. This sounds also a little bit like Creed. I think is a little bit heavier with the guitars.
Maybe more distorted.
Yeah. So, but it also the same voice. I guess it was just very common, and was selling this kind of voice. You know.
Yes.
Because even Stone Temple Pilots, when they came out with that record, the vocalist totally changed his voice. He was just singing in his tone, and it was completely different. And then they became more accepted, I guess. But this is great. I'm loving
this track. Thank you, Eric. Yes.
You know, the whole thing sounds really cool.
I agree.
And the voice and
I agree.
Eric is just, he knows how to please.
Thank you very much. Let's keep going and see what else is in store.
Yes, ma'am.
My head is pounding now. God is all but left me behind now. Notes of
like going.
I'm going to drive in and drive out again. Drive out, I'm leaving. Drive out, I come.
Well, it was almost
Okay.
done. That's hilarious.
So it was literally a blooper.
They said something at the end.
Oh man.
We were talking.
I'm sorry, man. But I was like, okay, it's gonna be over, and then I was gonna say something, but
I know.
that was kind of cool though. So bloopers do happen.
bad.
But because I wanted to say, I think the drummer here is like, that's his like Rush like fantasy right now. You know? He's like, hey guys, I have this idea. Why don't we end it all like syncopated and out of time?
Yes.
And it worked. It sounded really
absolutely.
cool.
It sounded great.
It sounded literally a little bit proggy.
Yes,
you know?
it definitely did. I really enjoyed this track. It's different than what I expected, not in a bad way or a good way. Not that I expected either way, but just totally different. I expected like a more radio friendly. I don't see this as such a radio friendly song because of that, the syncopation.
Yeah.
Like you said, there was a lot of times where he was singing out of like,
and that the whole like thing he was doing with his voice, like Bjork.
Yeah.
Like the I don't know, I can't do it. But I love that there was what I think sax in there, but then it sounded like a distorted guitar. So
There was
I'm
some
not sure.
fiddle or like strings in there.
Yeah, and it's so funny because it's a fiddle and a violin is basically the same instrument, but it has a different name
Purpose.
for depending on what style of music you're playing. So like classical
Would be a violin.
it's a violin, but if you play country, it's a fiddle.
Or this
which
is a
hilarious.
fiddle, I think, too, right?
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
Anywho, this was a great track.
I love his voice.
Eric, thank you.
Great musicians. I'm sure there are a lot of musicians.
Yes.
It sounds like more than 4 guys, maybe 5, 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. Very
Let
full.
us know.
Yeah, I was gonna say 11. 11 people.
Or maybe it's one of those that like rotates.
Oh, it's like Boston. It's just one guy. Right? So, yeah. We don't know.
So crazy.
But I mean, since it says like Dave Matthews Band.
Maybe he rotates musicians
I think there's a lot of people involved. So that's why I presume.
Yes.
But this was great. Thank you so much, Eric. Thanks, everyone. If you're a Dave Matthews fan, smash that like button. I've never said that. Smash. But smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button. We're gonna try and incorporate that little animated thing that reminds people to subscribe, because I never look at the metrics of the channel, and it's literally like 90% of people that watch us are not subscribed.
Yeah, which is normal, we
sad.
know, but if you happen to come across us and you like us and you want to see more, consider subscribing.
It's free.
Yes, and it also helps kind of like get it out there for more people because it shows more interest. So anyway, thank you all so much. Thank you, Eric. This was wonderful. I definitely want to do more Dave Matthews. I want to do more 90s stuff.
Full album.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you guys...
How long is this?
This is
1 hour?
an hour and 10 minutes, yeah. But if you guys have any suggestions on where we should go next with Dave Matthews, please let us know in the comments. Any trivia or personal experience info that you want to add is always appreciated and read. So thank you everyone so much, and we hope to see you all in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye everyone.
Bye.